NBA rules dictate. We actually,
it was like July 16th.
You don't need to decline your player option.
You just don't have to accept. You have to accept.
Yeah.
It or not. Okay.
You don't have to officially
when do
decline
they have to
it.
accept it by?
June 29th. You have to officially accept your player
I should
option.
be able to remember that.
Right.
It's my dad's birthday. Now that's obviously after the draft.
Happy birthday, Dad. LeBron's a free agent.
Oh, I was going to say, I want to wish a belated birthday to my sister. Her birthday was 3 days ago.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
But also, with LeBron, is he going to wait and see with what Cleveland does with the drafts, with their number 8 pick?
This is a very interesting year, especially
because they have
when
a
it
high
comes
draft pick for a team that was in the finals.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just the way the day the draft falls out on.
Yeah, because I was just wondering about that. Because if Cleveland wants to maybe get some pieces, they could trade that 8th
I
pick.
don't remember the last time
he could be waiting to see what piece they bring in to see if he wants to keep playing with Cleveland.
I don't remember the last time there was such a large gap between NBA draft and start of free agency. There's 9 days, roughly, between the draft ending and free agency starting. And then you have another 6 days at the end of the moratorium, which used to be 11. And we all know why it changed, DeAndre Jordan.
Yes.
So that's a long period of time. That's a little more than 2 weeks between the end of the draft and when all these trades and signings can officially start to be announced. So it's a crazy long time. LeBron James, give him 2 weeks after the draft is over. Oh my God. That's as a sports fan and as someone who does a radio show, that's going to kill me. Because you give LeBron James 15 days after everything has, between the end of the draft and all these situations.
He'll wait to 11:50 on that 15th day.
If you thought it was bad right now, if you thought the LeBron hypotheticals are bad right now, wait until you see Cleveland picked a small forward with the 8th pick. Oh my God, that means LeBron's not coming back.
Yeah, you're going to hear it. That's mainly where I was going. I wanted to
LeBron James not coming back. They just picked Michael Porter Jr. Oh my God, that means he's not coming back.
Not necessarily, but
wait a second.
The Cavaliers do need to protect themselves.
Of course,
LeBron could just say, "All right, you know what? I'm going to take the option for the year, and then he's a free agent again next year."
Exactly.
So if I'm Cleveland, if the best guy available is Michael Porter Jr., I'm picking him. I'm not going to say, "Well, I don't want to worry about defending LeBron."
I'm just saying, this is what happens. Oh my God, they just picked a point guard. LeBron's coming back. They're bringing him help. They're bringing him a point guard. Oh my God, LeBron's coming home. No matter how you turn it, no matter which way you look.
Yeah, whichever draft pick, it's either going to be tears or
whatever
joy.
it is. I remember, and Tim definitely remembers this too, and you might, Kyle, and you might, Cameron. LeBron James, after UConn Huskies won the 2014 college national title in basketball, LeBron James congratulated Shabazz Napier on Twitter, right?
Yes.
And everyone was like, oh my God, LeBron could potentially leave in free agency. Maybe this is his way of telling the Heat, get Napier. He's going to resign. So what happens? Napier is drafted by the Hornets, traded on draft night to the Miami Heat, and then what happens?
He left.
He leaves. So we can always see, oh my God, the Heat brought in the guy LeBron wanted.
Brings me back to my original point where all these things are speculated and everybody's wrong. Especially when it comes to LeBron
In reality,
James. He zags when everybody else is
I say this all the time. I've said it on the show. In reality, what we do is worthless until it actually happens.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of ways to look at it. And I'm going to go way back here because you asked, why is Kawhi Leonard bringing all of this stuff out now?
Why is Cousin Leonard bringing it out?
The reason is this. The NBA draft is Thursday. Draft picks are obviously a very desirable commodity for an NBA team. And if you're going to throw a draft pick into a deal, a team wants a draft pick for this week's draft, not the draft that's in a year from now or not the draft that's 2 years from now. You want to be able to get somebody who's going to replace that guy that you're trading. And with any luck, you get a pick in the top 10 or whatever. So you get a good player to replace that guy. So that's why, I mean, there was this crazy talk about the Knicks getting Kawhi Leonard. It was on the back page of the Daily News, and the trade was idiotic because you're trading Porzingis, who, as far as I know, is still only 22, 23 years old.
Porzingis is 23 years old.
23,
24.
All right, so
I know. I don't know if you saw
young.
the picture. He was in Ibiza yesterday
Jumping
on
off a
boat with his beautiful
this
girlfriend.
morning.
I'm sure she's quite lovely.
He's looking, he was jumping off a boat.
It's how many months since the injury? What, February? So
It was
now
before February.
When did he get hurt? I'm trying to remember now.
Injury? Before February.
All right, so let's say
It was like Christmas, after Christmas.
All right, it was just after Christmas. So let's say January. So it's been 6 months, a little more than 6 months. For everything that I know about ACLs, right now he's back to functioning without a problem. All right. What you get after about 4 to 5 months, that's when you get back to just being able to live a normal life, and you're not limping anymore, and your leg starts feeling better. But it's that period between, say, 6 months and 9 months where, especially somebody who's a pro athlete, I'm sure Porzingis is going stir crazy right now because he wants to do more. And the doctors are telling him, no, you can't do more, because the thing that most people don't know about ACLs, the thing that takes so long is reestablishing blood flow to the point where it was before the surgery. And you can't train that into happening, which is why you'll see sometimes, and depends on the sport, but you'll see athletes coming back after 6 or 7 months on a torn ACL. And the danger in that is that if the blood flow isn't where it should be, and in 6 or 7 months it's not, injuries can happen again. So that's why the Knicks are saying, hey, Porzingis, take the year. We want everything to be...
Well, that's why there are Knicks fans that are saying, hey, take the 15 months, which is truly what doctors recommend.
Yeah. But
15 full months.
Yeah, but if you're looking in the future, and the deal was, and again, I thought the deal was stupid. If you're going to trade Porzingis, never mind Cantor. Cantor is just there to make the money match. But if you're going to trade Porzingis and your number 9 pick, and you're getting back Kawhi Leonard, who, granted, just had a pretty major injury of his own because he missed almost the entire season.
And if the reason he wants out of San Antonio is because they mismanaged it, there's clearly something with that injury behind it.
But how is that improving your team? Because you could argue about Kawhi Leonard and Porzingis. Porzingis isn't the player he's going to be yet. He's still a developing player, and he's 7'3", and he shoots threes. So you wind up with Kawhi Leonard, but he's by himself. Is that better than Porzingis and whoever you're going to get at number 9? And as far as developing a franchise, you can have one player. The Knicks have done that for the last almost decade with Carmelo. What did it get him? Nothing.
Oh,
I also don't think
that trade was...
The injury with Kawhi not playing, like, as you said, the whole season almost causes the fact that no team is going to give up their top 10 pick, their best player along with it, just to get a Kawhi Leonard who they don't know what they have now, especially with his quad. You don't know if it's still injured, if he just held out on his own because he didn't want to play for them anymore.
That's another issue that we don't know.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out, so you have to ask the Spurs the tough questions, like, well, is he okay? You're going to have to do a physical, of course, on him anyway.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they would do the medicals,
but at the same time, you know that there's something going on there that a lot of people don't see on the outside. So you don't know, are we going to give up our top 10 pick, as you said, and Porzingis for a guy that we have a lot of question marks around right now?
I was saying this on the show this morning. If I'm building an NBA franchise, the thing that you need, and that the Knicks didn't have for so many years, is draft picks. You need to build through the draft in the NBA. It's not easy to put a team together with free agency, although it seems like the Lakers are going to try to do that this summer. But they've also carved out 2 max spots. So they have rare negotiating power, not to mention the fact that it's LA and players actually want to play there. But for the Knicks, if you're giving up your best player and whoever it is at 9 that they pick, who, by all accounts, should be a very good player,
you would hope,
unless they screw it up like the Knicks have so often done, like they did last year with Ntilikina. I'd rather have the 2 players than the 1, because who else is going to be that other guy who's there with Kawhi Leonard? Then now you're talking Kyle O'Quinn. Well, what is that going to do you?
Ooh.
Nothing against Kyle O'Quinn. I love him. Queens guy, but let's face it. Is he going to win you a title?
He's just not number 2. He's a 5th.
But that's what you're talking about. That level of player. And is your franchise better off in the long term doing that? I don't think so. That's why I thought the trade scenario was ridiculous. I thought I thought they had the Knicks giving up way too much. And also, if they give up Cantor, who's playing center for the Knicks?
You want to hear my
guess
hot
they're gonna
take?
Draft one. Well, who does he go to then? Do you think Kawhi Leonard?
Okay,
Does he go anywhere?
I honestly think he's going to the Lakers.
Is my hot take. Now, it does require some patience from NBA fans. It requires some very serious patience from NBA fans. Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving will play for the New York Knicks, not this year, but next year.
I thought you were going to tell him to do a rebuild or something. I was like, I thought that's what they're doing already.
So if they're both going to be free agents, how do the Knicks sign them?
Kyrie Irving, when he was originally announced, that he wanted out of Cleveland, he put 4 teams up, right?
The Knicks were one of them.
The Knicks were one of them.
What were the 4 teams?
This guy, he hasn't talked yet, so let's hear him.
It was the Knicks. I don't know if the Celtics were one of them.
The Celtics were not one of them.
One down. Okay.
They were not on that list. That much I've heard. I don't remember the other 4. The Sixers probably.
I know
were
the
one
Knicks were one of them, though.
The Spurs were on that list.
Oh, the Spurs. Okay.
By the way, I keep hearing a lot of people are saying Boston has been trying to trade Kyrie, and they
should be.
They did at the deadline. They offered Kyrie for Kawhi Leonard. Now, here's how Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving team up in New York City for the best duo that New York has seen since, I don't know, Wilt, or it doesn't even matter. It's like it's been that Patrick Ewing and whoever you wanted to throw next to Patrick Ewing.
I was going to say I was thinking Ewing and I'm like, well, who else could be the?
Exactly.
It's Ewing and
not Larry Johnson.
You want to say Starks? You can throw Starks. You can throw in anyone. Allen Houston. You can throw whoever you want next to him.
Charles Oakley, but Oakley wasn't a scorer. But
it doesn't matter. Like that's how it goes to show you how great Ewing was and how bad or how
everything else around.
But was. Okay, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving in the New York Knicks starting lineup for the 2019-2020 season. You have Kyrie at the 1, whoever the Knicks draft, and who we will tell you who we think the Knicks will draft. You have Kawhi at the small forward, Porzingis, at the power forward, and whoever the Knicks draft in next year's absolutely stacked NBA draft.
Which is why Porzingis isn't going to play a game this year.
Which is why Porzingis should not play a game next year.
Let him heal. Let him heal, boys.
The other 2 teams were Minnesota and
play
Miami.
Like 10 games or something.
Shocker. Yeah. Miami was on that list because everyone wants to go play for Pat Riley at some point in their career.
Minnesota. Why would anybody want to go to Minnesota for any reason?
Well, if anything,
cold up there.
Jamal Crawford.
Unless he likes ice fishing.
Jamal Crawford has officially opted out of his declined his player option, which means he's leaving. But here's how it happens: Kyrie Irving always wanted to go to New York. Always wanted to go to New York. He's from New Jersey. He loves it.
I think he has a better chance with the Nets if he wants to win.
Look, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, that would be great.
Yeah,
I couldn't. I didn't put it on
that?
because it's absolutely scorching. But I have my Brooklyn Nets jersey right next to me. I clearly need to get a new one. But
isn't that Darren Williams?
I didn't pay for it. My sister got it for me as a birthday present.
There you go.
So, whatever. And I returned the favor 2 years later by promising to buy her tickets to The Incredibles 2. Kyrie Irving wants to play in New York. How great would it be for Kyrie Irving? He would be the Knicks' best guard in
decades,
possibly since Earl the Pearl.
Earl the Pearl and Clyde.
Earl the Pearl, Monroe, and Clyde. Which, by the way, that's a crazy tandem that they had. But Kyrie Irving,
best guard tandem in Knicks history, and one of the best guard tandems in NBA history, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and Kyrie would be the best guard that they've had since Earl the Pearl. And you add in Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kyrie wants to come. He has already stated he wants to wait out this year because it makes no sense for him to sign an extension right now. The Celtics would be 4 years, $104 million, and that's actually less than what he has right now. That's chump change. He'd be losing out on about $80 million. Now, if he were to sign with a different team besides for Boston after next season, he will still lose out on money. That's a non-starter. Right. He will lose out on money because the team that you stay with has an extra year and more money. And he already has an NBA championship, so it's not exactly like he's chasing a ring. He still wants another one, but he has one right now.
Right.
And money is an option, and money is the biggest thing, but it's also being the man, which is why he originally left Cleveland. It's funny because then he ended up in Boston, and then they recruited in Gordon Hayward, and you had all these guys just come out of nowhere, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and they stole the spotlight essentially, and Kyrie got hurt. Goes to New York, he is the man. He is the prodigal son returning, even though he's from New Jersey. Let's get that straight. Close enough. He can sign a 4-year max contract.